Let me ask you something. If there were a habit, just a small one, that could literally rewire your brain for success, would you do it? I'm not talking about reading 50 books a year, running marathons, or meditating on a mountaintop for hours. I'm talking about 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes a day that, when done right, can reshape the way your brain makes decisions, the way your subconscious filters opportunity, and the way your life unfolds. Sounds too simple? Well, so is brushing your teeth. But stop doing that, and what happens? I'll show you why this habit works and how to do it starting today. But first, a quick gift. Stick with me until the end of this episode because I'm giving away a free month of Zygon Premium, a $47 value. Inside, you'll get access to the exact neural entrainment tech that I personally use every morning to install the belief systems and the mental programming that fuel high performance. All you have to do is subscribe to this channel and leave a comment. I'll explain how to claim it at the end. Okay, let's jump in. Most people live on mental autopilot. It's not their fault, it's just how the brain works. And here's the truth. Your brain is lazy. It's efficient, but it's lazy. It wants to conserve energy. So it runs routines, thought routines, emotional loops, reaction cycles. From the moment you wake up, 95% of what you think today is what you thought about yesterday. You wake up, you reach for your phone, you check your email, check messages, and boom, the past is already in control of your present. Why? Because neural circuits that fire together, they are wired together. The brain doesn't care if it's success or stress. It just repeats what's familiar. So if you want to really change your life, you don't need more willpower. You need a better ritual. Let me give you a concept from behavioral neuroscience. It's called dopamine anchoring. You can actually train your brain to crave progress instead of distraction, which is what you mostly do now. The key is success microdosing, giving yourself a small emotional win each day that aligns with your identity. Not necessarily the results you want, but the version of you that creates those results and is the embodiment of those habits and results. That's where the 3-minute habit comes in. This isn't about doing more, it's about actually becoming more from the inside out. Here's exactly what I do every morning before the world intrudes. I close my eyes, I breathe in, and for 3 minutes, I prime my mind. I say to myself, I'm focused, I create results, I follow through. I'm grateful for my life. Now, here's the key. I actually feel it. It's not like reciting lines, but it's like flipping a switch inside of me. You don't need candles or crystals or chanting. None of that stuff is necessary. Just stillness and intention and a simple script. Want to supercharge it? Well, you can use the Zygon Brain Supercharger track. It syncs your brain to the optimal frequency range while you're installing your identity. It's like flipping on your mental autopilot, only now it's aimed at success. There's a concept in neuroscience called Hebbian learning, where neurons that fire together wire together. In plain English, every time you pair a thought with emotion and intention, you're carving new grooves into your brain circuitry. And when you do this consistently, even for a few minutes a day, you're not just thinking positively, you're rewriting your brain's operating system. And here's how. There's a small network in your brainstorm called the reticular activating system. You've probably heard of it, or RAS for short. Its job? To filter your reality, to decide what gets through, what you notice, what you ignore. When you intentionally focus on a new identity, especially with feeling, the reticular activating system, well, it starts turning your awareness to match it. You begin to see opportunities that you were blind to before. You respond to situations differently. You get energy back from alignment because internal conflict drops. This isn't woo-woo. This is wiring. And the magic of this 3-minute ritual is that it compounds, like drops of water carving on a stone. Each time you do it, even if it feels small, you're shaping who you become. That's the difference between living on repeat and living by design. This 3-minute habit isn't just a motivational warm-up. It's what I call identity programming. And it's one of the most powerful things you can do with your mind. Most people think their identity is fixed. I'm not a morning person. I'm bad with money. I can't stay consistent. But identity isn't a fact. It's a story, one that your brain keeps repeating because it's been trained to. When you run your morning ritual with focused emotion and repetition, you're not just thinking a better thought, you're actually installing a new self-concept. You're training your brain to expect a different future and to act accordingly. And this is identity programming. And it's a very powerful idea, and I talk about this a lot at Zygon. Before he became the most decorated Olympian of all time, Michael Phelps' coach taught him to rehearse every race in his mind. Not once, every single day. He called it playing the tape. Phelps would close his eyes and mentally swim the perfect race, visualizing every stroke, every turn, even the feel of the water. By the time he stepped out of that platform, he'd already won the race, thousands of times in his mind. That's identity programming. Not hoping to win, becoming the person who wins in advance. Tiger Woods' father began training him before he could walk. But it wasn't just golf swings, it was mental conditioning. By the age of 6, Tiger was doing guided visualizations and self-hypnosis. He was taught to see himself as the most focused, composed athlete on the course. Not someday, now. He rehearsed the identity of world-class excellence until it became real. That's what the 3-minute ritual does. It's a simple daily rehearsal of the future self that you're choosing to live into. Here's how to do it right. First, anchor it with a cue. Pick one habit that you already do. Brushing your teeth, pouring coffee, putting on your shoes. Then link that ritual to it. No decision fatigue, just habit stacking. Create the right state. Close your eyes, breathe, put on a Zygon supercharger if you want to prime your brain waves into the ideal state. And this matters because the subconscious doesn't respond to noise, it responds to signal. 3, run the script with emotion. Say your identity lines out loud or silently, but actually feel them. Examples could be, I'm focused and consistent. I show up. I deliver. Today I act from my highest self. This isn't like a fake it till you make it thing. This is install it and you become it. Your subconscious doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be consistent. So every day you run this ritual and you're teaching your brain, this is who I am now. And that, more than motivation, more than information, is what creates lasting success. Okay, let's get into our Q&A segment. Question 1, what if I can't focus during those 3 minutes? Well, that's completely normal, especially at the beginning. It's not about perfect focus. It's about coming back. And then every time your mind drifts, you return back to the script. That becomes a rep. That's how rewiring happens. Over time, that return becomes second nature, and then your focus strengthens naturally. Question 2, do I need to use your script? No, not at all. Use what you want, what feels real. But here's the rule. Keep it short, present tense, and emotionally charged, and identity-based. It's more like a mantra, not an I want to be successful or I wish I had more money. That doesn't work. Find your identity that you want to become. I am someone who takes action, and then program that. Question 3, what time of day is best? Well, probably first thing in the morning, because that's when your brain is the most malleable. But the real truth, the best time, it's any time that you actually do it. Question 4, can I actually skip a day? You can, but don't, because this habit compounds like interest in your brain bank. Miss a day, well, just get back on track. It's about direction, not perfection. As promised, if you want to rewire your mind and access the best possible tools for this, subscribe to this channel. Comment below with your personal success mantra or your biggest takeaway from today. Then go to zygon.net/free month to unlock your full month of Zygon Premium. You'll get access to our full library of mental programming tools, including brain superchargers, workshops at the Zygon Academy, and hundreds of programs. You'll be downloading the operating system for the next best possible version of you. Listen, success isn't a finish line. It is a journey, a state of mind, a rhythm that you create or don't. 3 minutes a day, that's the invitation. A way to program your mind to install a new identity, to align with a version of you that's already successful in the future and just waiting to be lived. I'm looking forward to you joining me on this quest. I'll see you on the inside.